Welcome back. In my earlier video, I had discussed some important type of example of units. And I have told you, think this function and think what is the divisor of 0 of this function. Here the ring is set of all continuous function. I hope all viewers have think divisor of 0 of this ring. Just see what is the divisor of 0 of this ring. Consider f of alpha x equal to x minus alpha for x less than equal to alpha and 0 for x greater than alpha. Also, consider other function g of alpha x equal to 0 for x less than equal to alpha and also x minus alpha for x greater than alpha. Just see the graph of this function. Consider this point be alpha that has defined when x less than equal to alpha, then value of the function is x minus alpha. That means this. And when x greater than alpha, then value of the function is 0 function. Just think. This is the graph of this function. And graph of g of alpha x equal to, for x less than equal to alpha, the value of function is 0, and for x greater than equal to alpha, the value of function is x minus alpha. That means this is the graph of g alpha x and this is the graph of f of alpha x function. And notice here f of alpha times g of alpha equal to 0. And here notice both function be non-zero function. So f of alpha be the 0 divisor of this ring R. And for different value of alpha, we will get different function. So in this ring have uncountable number of divisors of zeros because here alpha be the member of real number. Are you getting? Now I will see interesting topic of ring theory, integral domain. At first I will see why the integral domain has discovered. See the solution, x square minus 4. All of us know the solution is x minus 2 times x plus 2 congruent to 0. The solution x square minus 4 equal to 0. That imply x minus 2 times x plus 2 equal to 0. Here product of two term equal to 0. That imply always one of the term must be equal to 0. And from this x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2 be the solution of this equation. But in abstract algebra, product of two term equal to 0 always does not imply one term must be equal to 0. I had seen in my earlier video, in mod Z12, the equation x cube minus 2x square minus 3x congruent to 0 has a solution 0, 3, minus 1. But minus 1 is congruent to 1 in mod 12. So 1 also be solution of this equation. Also at the point 8, this is congruent to 0 in mod Z12. So 8 also be solution. And at the point 9, this equation be congruent to 0 at mod Z12. So 9 also be solution of this equation. Okay. So in this equation x equal to 0, 3, 1, 8 and 9 be the solution of this ring. In ring theory, this is more difficult to find the solution of the equation. This is is not true for real number and complex numbers. And this is difficult for divisor of 0 because in Z12 2.6 is congruent to 0 in mod 12. Also 3.4 is congruent to 0 in mod 12. Here 2 and 3 be the divisor of 0. So for divisor of 0, it is more difficult to find the solution of the ring. But if you consider this equation x square plus 5x plus 6 congruent to 0 in mod 11, since 11 is a prime number, so we all of us know Z11 has no divisor of 0. So product of two terms equal to 0 here means either x plus 2 congruent to 0 in mod 11, which imply x equal to 9 be the solution in mod 11. Similarly, x plus 3 congruent to 0 in mod 11, that imply x congruent to 8 be the solution in mod 11. And if we put other value of Z11 here, I will get there exists no other solution. Only solution be 9 and 8. And this is possible for no divisor of 0. When any ring has no 0 divisor, then we can solve any equation by only factoring and setting term equal to 0. This is the main idea of integral domain. And integral domain, actually this is the commutative ring R with multiplicative identity 1 which has no divisor of 0. Alternatively, if a dot b equal to 0, that implies either a equal to 0 or b equal to 0. As for example, integer, rational number, real number, both are integral domain, and Zn is integral domain when n is prime number, because when n is prime number, then Zn has no divisor of 0. In integral domain, there exists some special property. One property is cancellation property. Consider the equation 2x equal to 6y. Then after cancelling, I will get x equal to 3y. But can we apply this cancellation in other ring? No. If we consider this equation 3x congruent to 6y in mod 12, we all of us know Z12 has its 0 divisor. So this is not an integral domain, and this equation has multiple solutions, and one of this solution is x congruent to 6 and y congruent to y1 in mod 12. But when I will put this value in the equation, then I will get, just put 18 congruent to 6 in mod 12. But if we do cancel in both sides, then the equation would be x congruent to 2y in mod 12. Now put this solution x congruent to 6 and y congruent to 1. Then this would be, after putting 6 congruent to 2 in mod 12. But this is never possible. So here cancellation law does not apply. Are you getting? Well, cancellation hold in integral domain. If AB equal to AC and if A is unit, then obviously there exists a multiplicative inverse. So multiply both sides by A inverse. Then after multiplying, this would be B equal to C. Therefore, when A is a unit, then cancellation law obviously will hold. But in integral domain, it does not necessarily every element has a inverse. In integral domain, R is a commutative ring with identity. Then R is integral domain if and only if R has cancellation. Even though might not have inverses of all elements in integral domain, but cancellation law always will be hold, because in integral domain does not imply every element be unit. For example, if you consider integer, then obviously integer be integral domain, but only unit here 1 and minus 1. Since this is an if and only if condition, so for proving we have to prove in both sides. At first, assume cancellation law holds, and we have to prove there exists no divisors. If AB equal to 0 where A not equal to 0, then we can write this equation as AB equal to A times 0, and which imply B equal to 0. That means there exists no divisor of 0. In no divisor of 0, product of two term is equal to 0 is always imply 1 should be equal to 0. Now I will prove other direction. Assume R is an integral domain, and we have to prove there exists cancellation law hold. If AB equal to AC where A not equal to 0, then in ring we can subtract obviously. Therefore we can write AB minus AC equal to 0. Then by distributive property we can write A times B minus C equal to 0. Since in integral domain there exists no divisor of 0, and here since A not equal to 0, so obviously should be B minus C equal to 0. That implies B equal to C. That means cancellation law holds here. Are you getting the proof? Oh, this is the diagram of integral domain. This is the set of all ring, and when the multiplication is commutative, then such ring is commutative ring, and this part contain all commutative ring. And when ring contains the multiplicative identity, then it is called ring with unity. This part contains the ring with unity, and their intersection when ring obviously commutative and ring also contain with unity. But when every element of this ring be units, then this is called field, and this part is called integral domain. What is the difference between field and integral domain? In field, every element be units, but in integral domain it is not necessary every element be units. So fields always imply integral domain, but integral domain does not necessary it is field. So this is the main diagram of integral domain. Now I will see some example. Which is integral domain or not? We all of us know RQZ's complex number Zi be integral domain, because this is the commutative ring with identity and with no divisor of 0. Now my question, if we consider this ring Z direct product Q, is it integral domain? Just think. Consider two arbitrary elements A0 and 0B. Obviously this is belongs to Z direct product Q. Consider this element as X and this element as Y. Then X dot Y would be A0 times 0B. Okay, which is equal to actually 0, 0, and from this we can tell X and Y are divisor of 0 in this ring. So Z direct product Q is not an integral domain. Similarly, we can tell R direct product Q, R direct product complex number, R direct product Z, etc. Similarly, we can tell this is not an integral domain. Means, if two rings be integral domain, but they are direct product, not be integral domain. Now, if we consider other type of ring, here Q direct product singleton set 0. Now my question, is this integral domain? That means we have to prove, is there exist any divisor of 0? Consider two arbitrary elements, x equal to a0, which is belongs to this ring, R, and consider other arbitrary element y equal to b0, which is also belongs to this ring R. X dot y would be a0 times b0, and for divisor of 0, this is equal to 0 0. That means this is AB times 0 equal to 0 0. Okay? And here notice, since A and B be the member of Q, then therefore from this AB equal to 0 means, since Q is a integral domain, that implies either A equal to 0 or B equal to 0 or both A and B equal to 0. That means this ring has no divisor of 0. Therefore this ring is obviously integral domain because it is commutative ring and with identity 1 0. Similarly, if we consider R direct product singleton set 0, C direct product singleton set 0, Z direct product singleton set 0, Q direct product singleton set 0, obviously these all would be integral domain. Therefore, if one of them be the integral domain, then direct product with singleton set 0 always will be integral domain. Now consider the ring R direct product Q direct product singleton set 0. Consider one element x equal to 1 0 0, which is belongs to this ring, and other element y equal to 0 1 0, which is also be the member of this ring. And notice here x dot y would be 0 0 0. So x and y are both divisor of 0 in this ring. So this ring is not integral domain. Similarly, other similar type of ring not would be integral domain. Direct product only will be integral domain when one ring is integral domain and other is singleton set 0. And think the first function which I have defined beginning of this lecture. This function is not an integral domain. That means consider such type of function. Consider this function be f and this function be g. Here notice f and g both non-zero, but here f dot g would be equal to 0. This type of function also example of not integral domain. I will stop here. In my next video, I will discuss this topic also elaborately. But I will recommend you, please see today's video with pay attention because this is very important to understand the algebraic structure of ring theory clearly, and this will be helpful for our next discussion. See you soon, stay safe and stay positive.